I think mothers are also conditioned to sort of keep quiet about our experiences.
Absolutely.
And say, like, well, if the kids are okay, then that's all that matters. And, put your needs last and put your experiences last. And I don't think that's healthy. And I also don't think that that's what is going to push society forward.
We try to make things as perfect as possible. And I feel like that is the biggest pitfall, not only in moms, but just in women in general. We have the pressure from, when we grew up with Pinterest and saw all of these picture perfect things, and then throw in Instagram and the filters that you put on.
Potty training's the only milestone where we're like, you got 3 days and then we're done. Like, I don't know why we do that. We don't support the kids, but we also kind of put the process on them instead of experiencing the joy. This is like a really big deal. This is autonomy.
It's so easy to fall into that rut of cooking is stressful. I don't like it. It's easier to order takeout. I don't have time. There's not enough hours in the day. And I think the first step is always changing that view and really identifying what part of this is really stressing you out, because we're all different.
It's so important to fill your cup up before you help everyone else out.
The signs that I really look for from ages 6 months all the way to even 6 years or beyond, are they dropping food groups? Like, have they gotten to the place where they will not eat any fruits or vegetables?
Well, that was a little montage from the first 4 episodes of our very own Nicole Milepo's weekly podcast, Mommyhood Unscripted.
This podcast is for women of all ages and tackles some of the biggest topics and least discussed issues surrounding motherhood. Nicole's joining us now to talk about it. Hey, Nicole.
Yes. Who's already a mommy and about to be a mommy of
yes,
2.
I know. Does this angle look better? Which one? I don't think any angle looks good.
You should be very proud.
Yes.
Thank you.
No, this is so great. I don't know if it's the same for you, but when I'm doing podcasts, I like to interview people, experts of stuff I want to know about. And this is, I think it's great that moms have so many questions, and you're right, we always are judging ourselves so harshly.
Absolutely. It's such a broad topic, right? There are so many things that you can talk about when it comes to being a mom, being a parent in general. We don't want to be exclusive just to moms. I think there are a lot of dads that could definitely benefit from this information too.
Plus, you have gay couples out there who are adopting
Absolutely.
and they're actually having their own babies. They could learn from you as well.
Right. And I mean, there's a myriad of things we're talking about for parents of all ages too. We're not just talking about those who are expecting, or we're not just talking about those in the toddlerhood stages. We're talking about, empty nesters. We're talking about relationship advice. There's a lot that we encompass because, let's face it, it's not easy being a parent, and there's no guidebook to help point you in the direction of what's right, what's
but
wrong.
they all say different things.
Well, exactly. There's too much information out there. Information overload.
My mother went with Dr. Spock, and she said, that's it. This is the be-all, end-all, but I think things have changed since then.
And that's the thing. I mean, every stage presents a new challenge, and I think just the whole perfection thing is a big thing, because our parents they certainly grew up with trying to make everything look good for the neighbors, but they didn't have it in front of their screen, these unrealistic expectations.
Yeah, and if you're a parent out there and you're scrolling on your Instagram feed, you can really get depressed over seeing what other people are posting, because let's face it, it's not your reality. Right. Everyone's experience is different, but even the people that are posting what they say is their reality, there's a filter on it.
It's a capture of moment. And it's
exactly.
Okay, come on, smile. Yeah. Okay, get back to regular.
Right, and let's put a filter on to hide the blemishes and the dark circles.
What I think is wonderful is, with Kara, with your podcast as well, you guys are able to achieve and get talent and these coaches from all over the world. Yeah. It doesn't have to be just coming to the WFSB studios.
Right.
They zoom on in, you get people from all over the place, and that's just a wonderful resource.
Absolutely. And, it is nice doing the virtual thing. The woman that I just had on in episode 4, she has almost 2 million followers on an Instagram account she started. She was a pediatric nutritionist, and pretty much bared her soul saying, I'm a nutritionist, I've been studying this stuff, and my son's a picky eater, and he's struggling with his health because of his limited resources with what he wants to eat. So it's kind of one of those things, right, Kara, with your podcast too, where we're being honest, we're letting you know, this is something we're interested in, and this is also something that we may be going through, and we're going to be very real with you as to how we're living our life and how it relates to ours, because we're not perfect.
Yeah. No, I and you can follow both of these podcasts on Apple, Spotify, whatever, on Kara's Cures or Mommyhood Unscripted. But right back to that, I mean, I was able to have Deepak Chopra come on and just pick his brain for 20 minutes about, how do we incorporate meditation that we could actually do in our life, or how do we calm ourselves when we're feeling upset. So to be able to talk to a master like that.
Right. Wait, you get upset?
Yeah. Exactly. Get upset, right? Ask my kids. Okay.
Auntie Krabatha shows up every now and then.
That's my husband's nickname for me. So yes, we're not always smiling.
So you're up to almost 500 followers, which is pretty incredible for the first 4 episodes.
Yeah, it's only been launched in just this month.
But it's been in the works for a couple of years.
It has, yeah. So back in 2019, the fall of 2019, I was starting to book guests. We were taping live in our podcast studio here at Channel 3. There was a lot going on towards the end of that year, and then the pandemic hit, and then I found that a lot of the episodes I was starting to tape weren't really pertinent because the world kind of changed as we knew it.
Right.
So after that, I've been kind of building my base with some great experts, and now I said, it's time, especially before it's time for me to go for a little while. I'll be back.
You'll be back. Yeah.
So I'm really excited just to bring this as a resource to parents, and kind of like a support system to let others know out there, hey, you're not alone. You know what I mean?
Yes.
My son's a picky eater. He has tantrums on the floor. I get it. I hear you.
How do we get it? For someone who's technically clueless.
Well, you can look at Apple Podcast, iTunes, if you just type in Mommyhood Unscripted. Yep, Spotify, Google Play, pretty much any format where they host podcasts, you can find it. You can just even put it in a Google search and you'll start to see it come up for Apple and Spotify.
And what's great, whether you do Mommyhood Unscripted or Kara's Cures or Real Talk with Rafa, there's a few people here doing this. If you haven't seen it yet, it doesn't matter, because a lot of these topics are evergreen. Right. And I like to listen to a podcast when I go on a walk, and you can binge them all because it may, you just have 20 minutes, listen to it on a car ride.
Oh my God, my favorite time to listen to podcasts, I listen to Kara's Cures too, by the way,
is when
I'm driving into work or driving home. When I'm in the car and it's my quiet time, that's like my time to soak in like all this great information.
And I find like you actually have time to learn stuff again, because as a mom, we're always like, wait, I don't have any me time, but that car time is great, and you can really learn something you're interested in.
Well, we're out of time, but it was a pleasure to have you on our show. Will you come back and visit us?
Oh, I would love to.
Okay. Juggling 2 kids eventually, and it's going to be fun. We're looking forward to it.
It's going to be crazy, and it's going to be fun.
And you don't know what it is.
I still don't know.
Okay.
Going to be surprised. I think that's the best thing. That's what I did. I liked it.
Unscripted.
Gives you incentive to